Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just ready to talk about this little hair show and the shenanigans that they're doing in Mexico and how Jessica got replaced. That was quick.
See, I told you it wasn't worth learning her name.
But you see how they shipped her off real quick because I guess she couldn't go, and then they just slid
No,
on in
remember
Tawny.
she said that if Noella goes, she's not going because she knows she
That's
and
right.
Shannon said that she feels that Jessica and Noella were both talking crap about all of them, and so now they're just throwing out each other's dirty business.
Mhm.
And
I
Bronwyn
agree.
was probably up in that mix.
That was my next. That was my other thing. Like Bronwyn.
Because Noella said when they came at her, remember when they asked her, Emily asked her about the Costco and ice cream for the kids, and Gina asked, "Did you say whether Travis was something about Travis?" Um, she said, "Yeah, I did say that, Emily, all you do is run to Costco and give ice cream to your kids. But I didn't say anything about Travis, Gina." And then in her confessional, she said, "Well, I was talking about her house, but I got that from Brownwyn."
Such a
Can
mess.
you imagine how disastrous the season would have been if Brownwyn was there and Noella and Jessica?
Oof. Okay. Let me say something. It would be entertaining. I'm sorry.
No, it would have been disastrous because I would not have been watching it.
AKA entertaining.
No. Hi guys, I know I scheduled the show late, but life got in the way. So welcome everybody to the commentary zone. This is a little earlier than normal. Where we have some scheduling issues today, but we're here. We're here, and today we are reviewing. On the docket, we have The Real Housewives of Orange County, season 16, episode 8, Sweat, Lies, and Pornography. Mm.
Mm-mm.
What'd you think of the episode overall?
Overall, it was too. To me, it was interesting because we see Emily hitting the sauce. Um, Noelle is just determined just not to like Heather, and the thing is this, Gina, baby Ken, you need to stop interfering and meddling. If people don't like each other, they don't like each other. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have went to no. If that's your friend, as you keep saying, like y'all just met like 2 months ago, but she your friend. If that's your friend, you tell your friend like, look, old girl did not want to invite you on a trip. I went to her and asked her to invite you on a trip because I didn't want you to be alone. So that's that on that.
Is
That's
it
just how I feel about
bad? But is it bad for me to say the highlight of the episode for me was when Emily was explaining her drink um reactions, like, what is it, one to four, I'm good, 5 to 6, all hell breaking loose, and then they're showing the montages of all of her behavior. um
No, I get it. No,
that was the highlight of the episode for me.
well
Oh,
the
and
high
then the reactions to what when she was reading what the cards was saying, and
right.
everybody's reactions. Child.
No, the highlight for me, well, one of the highlights for me is when we have to be Tawny. Okay, so you're Jessica's replacement, fantastic. And then when they went to show Heather being rich, talking about like, oh, but how much is the land? That's 8 million. Oh, but we could build for 500 a foot. Okay, so
500 a square foot. That's a lot of freaking money.
and then she went to call Terry. So this is why I wish I had cleavage showing. So she's all this and this in the sales room. He's like, so is this the being? He's like, yes. And he's like, so how much money? She was going into it. He's like, okay, so how much? She's like, well, 8 million for the land, and we could build for. It was hilarious. We could build like 10,000 square feet for 500 a foot. She's like, yeah, and he's like, well, being so well, knowing Heather, it'll be 15,000 square feet. He's like, okay. He's like, that's 8 mil for the land, and what's 500 for 7.5 mil for the house, so that's 15.5 total. He's like, and they're like, yeah. He's like, okay. So Bing, can I get 15.5 for me real quick? Just cash me out real quick under the table. It was good. It was to me. I was just hilarious. I'm like 15.5, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like beachfront ocean view, so I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna decrease in value.
Mm. I need to look up if non-Mexican citizens can actually really own land in Mexico.
Mhm.
Because I think back in the day they couldn't.
Oh.
Like you, I think it was like a lease.
Oh.
And if that's the case, then I wouldn't be buying in Mexico if I don't really, really own it.
Okay. So here's what it says. As of December 20th, 2021, the law permits foreigners to acquire property in Mexico as long as it is located outside of the so-called restricted zones, which include any land within 100 kilometers of foreign borders or within 50 kilometers of the sea, as an attempt to prevent foreign invasion.
So 50 kilometers of the sea, ain't they ocean front?
That's not, technically it's not the sea though. Well, no, that's the Sea of Cortez
Yeah,
and the Pacific Ocean. So
yeah,
I don't think they could I don't think they would be allowed to buy that based on this. What I just put up. What I looked up was can non-Mexican citizens own property in Mexico, and this is the first thing that came out.
yeah. So good on y'all, y'all. Just saying. I don't get that. Yeah, the laws changed
Oh,
a little bit. Because this
here's
is
what.
like more than a decade ago that I'm remembering this from.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Beyond Pinterest. Okay, so can a U.S. citizen legally own property in Mexico? Can it is perfectly legal for an American to own property in Mexico beyond the somewhat tedious process of setting up a bank trust. What is it called? A fide comiso. Buying property in Mexico as an American or Canadian is fairly straightforward. So it has to be. It's like you have to put it in the trust of some sort. Is what it looks like. It's not like like if you're a citizen in Mexico, you go, you buy, you're good. It looks like it's like a you buy, it goes into a trust. Yeah, that's what it's reading like here.
It's just always so difficult in Mexico. Like, I wouldn't be buying in Mexico. That's what Airbnb and Verbro is for.
Hmm.
Sorry.
No, I get it, but I'm like all for people buying what they want to buy and doing what
Hmm.
they want to do with their coinage.
Hmm. Um, that's a lot of money to be spending on a vacation home, though. I ain't gonna lie. You're
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
be
what I
living
said.
there full time, and are you gonna get that back with a rental agreement? Like renting it out, or are you gonna anyway?
Here's my whole thing. Like, okay, ma'am, like you're not gonna be there that much. What's wrong with 5,000 square feet? What's wrong? What's I mean, you already have Chateau de Bro. All you need is Casita de Bro in Mexico because you ain't gonna be there that much, and then you can rent it out and get the money back as an Airbnb.
But
It's
will you though? That's the thing.
yeah.
On a property that large, and if you factor in upkeep, because you're going to need a staff there to keep it up
Mm,
throughout, because especially if it's by the ocean with all that salt air,
yeah. Oof.
okay, gardening,
Oof.
interior, exterior, all of that, taxes, and then maintenance.
Oof.
Are you going to get it back though?
Yeah, because like I think Yanni just I just happened to see her comment. She said if she rents, then yes, because rich people would rent from her just because it's from them. Exactly.
Right, but think about it though. When you put your home on a rental market,
It's a
there's
year.
even more wear and tear on it.
But now if you rent into the rich,
Those are the most destructive.
oops, or you
When
can rent
people
it
go
out
on
from.
vacation, they don't care. Look at
Well, how
when
about this?
these ladies go on vacation.
Well, how about this? They can rent out to porn companies and get that money back. Just saying.
You then have to use black light in order to clean and disinfect? Fuck no. I don't want to be
Saying.
cleaning jizz off of my ceiling and lampshades. Are you crazy?
I'm just saying. It's a thought. They pay good money to rent.
They've already
Oh,
got all the houses in LA taken up. They don't need to go to Mexico for that.
I mean, but
Besides, been there, done that. Girls Gone Wild. Remember that guy? He had a big place in Mexico that he
it
used
could be
to do.
definition though.
No, this is what they do. They bring in a sombrero and one of those cute little wraps that look like it's in Mexico and some of the thingy maracas or whatever, and put it in a corner. Boom, we're in Mexico. Serious.
I'm trying to help them get their money back.
Mm-mm. Wait, there's no way in hell give her 50 million for 3 times a year home. She's doing it for the show. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me
Right,
financially.
financially.
And I
I thought.
don't see the DeBros renting out their spare home. I don't. Okay, yes, they can, Debbie, but it could be in certain regions only. Wait,
The
what?
rent, the buying of the property.
The buying of the property. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Um, okay. I watch plenty of show that foreigners buy property in Mexico. But here's the thing: they say they buy it, but is it like how we buy property?
It sounds like it's a trust. It's like they. It's like they're
Yeah.
buying, but not. The way it reads. It's a process.
Yeah, it is a process, and I don't think you ever actually own it. And I feel like the Mexican government could take it away at any point. And I think, that's the case with any government can seize
Right.
property at any time. But for something like this, where we're talking about these kinds of monies, I'm not spending it on some place that I can't actually own and get a deed. You would buy in Europe, Shay. Okay. Okay. Rich people rent it from her. People destroy everything. Yeah. They'll be paying $10,000 for this rental. They won't care for a second. Oof. Just saying. Okay, so wait, let's get on to this stupid little show. So we pick up at the dinner, and what's her name? Heather calls Terry, who's having dinner with the husbands, but Ryan isn't included. So it's Travis, it's Little Bit, Terry, and John. What's Little Bit name?
Shane.
Shane. Yes. This is a struggle with this show. So disappointed. Terry starts interrogating the men about when they're getting married, meaning Travis and John. This relationship doesn't look genuine like the other house husbands, so I wasn't interested.
Which one?
The other house husbands on other franchises.
Oh, this is for camera.
I didn't like it. I didn't.
Yeah, they're boring.
Until y'all get lessons from New Jersey, which is the best, and then Salt Lake City, which is the second runner-up for me, at least. Don't bring them back on again.
You know what? They have no oomph.
Because they're not friends.
Because my whole thing is if the ladies were going to Mexico, man, I want to tell y'all what y'all supposed to do for next season. What you're supposed to do is you actually once they leave, you were supposed Terry, you were supposed to buy everyone first class tickets or rent up another private plane. Y'all supposed to fly to Vegas for strip club shenanigans. That's what you're supposed to do. And then when the wife calls, you're like, "Hey, where you guys at?" Like, "Oh, we just out at the club, we chilling, we having some drinks. How y'all doing?" "Okay, good." Click, and y'all get back to it. Sitting at eating pokey. Get the fuck out of here. That was a wasted scene.
It was. It
That was
was.
a
It was
wasted.
so
That's a wasted scene.
disappointed.
Y'all,
Uh,
I'd rather seen James and Mykonos. Oh my bad. I'm just saying.
oh my God. Can you imagine James being on that dinner if they were still together? That would have been talking about the
Right.
dungeon, the wannabe dungeon. Ugh.
This is a wasted scene. I hated it. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all are boring.
We expect more from the husbands.
But
That's it.
you could just. Is it bad that you could tell the scene was gonna be dry from the very beginning?
Yeah, because
But
Terry was hosting. And how you gonna invite the husbands out and not invite one husband, or did the other one have babysitting duties or
you
something?
probably
I
had
don't know.
babysitting duty.
So he they got a nanny. Was she giving birth or something?
I mean, like for my husband, like I'm just saying, y'all should have
Camera
called me.
time. Go get
I could have
paid.
told you. I could have told you how to do a guy's trip because y'all was supposed to definitely sneak away and hit the clubs.
Terry
What you
has
did?
no time to sneak away. He got surgery in the morning.
I don't give a damn. You know the filming. You know the filming schedule. You work around that.
Mm-mm. So next we see Emily asking Shannon if she would do a threesome, and Shannon's like, no. Something about cooking, and John helps her, and if he's
Sean's
not eating with
Shannon's too
her.
insecure. Shannon's too insecure to have a threesome. Sorry.
But wait, she gave herself away though when she said, if he's not having a meal with me, he's going out to dinner because he's single. Wait, what?
Right. They all like, excuse you.
That was odd. Um, oh my God. I have down here. These are my notes. Heather and Jen go to the toilet.
I can't stand you for that.
I was struggling. Um, Noella seems to be trying to talk about something. Shannon and Emily and Gina try to chakra meditate. Like, this was so stupid to me, this episode
Right.
last night. Noella, something happens between Noella, Emily, and Gina. And Gina and Emily get up because Noella calls them children. Shannon doesn't really understand what's going on, even though she's right there in the middle of it. Emily looked wasted between like her
Mhm.
face puffing up and having on the napkin as a bandana, which kind of looked cute. But she was like sweating, she was drinking, she was loud. Um, how many did she have? Was she up to the 5 or 6 where the shit was going to hit the fan? It was just really weird. That dinner made no sense at
No.
all. I think it's the next day. Shannon is on the phone with John. In her confessional, she says, it's wonderful being on the trip. Heather has done a great job. She has planned everything down to the detail, but it's very exhausting.
I'd rather be on a trip like Heather's when I know what we're doing than being haphazard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Especially like in something like Mexico, I'd rather have her do it.
but I don't think it's that jam packed. I think it's just the heat and the alcohol
It's
getting
the heat
to
and the
them.
alcohol.
But okay. Um, Emily, Gina, and Noella go to a sweat lodge. For some reason, Gina thinks it's a spa, but it's not. And
Yeah,
then the
no.
other ladies meet up with a friend of Heather who's staying at a resort down the road um, to go look at a model home of something that she could get,
hmm
and then a plot of land that she's considering purchasing, I guess.
And Tani is the replacement for Jessica, by the way, in my opinion.
Well, she's starting off good because I didn't hear her say a word.
hmm And
So
my thing is
10
this:
times better.
I want your opinion on this.
Mm,
Is Gina working your nerve like she's working on mine?
yes. I don't pay attention to anything she says other than when she told Noella, listen to what Heather has to say and just apologize. That's the only thing I heard from Gina the entire episode.
It's like she has to be involved in everything. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's
Like,
always looking for some kind of moment. I'm like, I kind of liked you. Like you had the glow up. Your hair is right. You looking and feeling good. And now you're just working my nerve now. Like I let you. I kind of let you bury when you were boring.
so removing her extensions and getting her ends trimmed did all of that for you. You're forgetting this is the same person from previous seasons.
No, I'm saying like she just seemed to be happier in a better place. She seemed to she had a glow up. Let's be honest. Like
But she's still Gina. She never
she
been
is.
interesting.
But the thing is though, like it's not that she's interesting. It's the fact that now she's trying to be in everything. Like you don't. She's like she's inserting herself. She's looking for moments now. She's sucking up to Heather.
Mm-hmm.
She's like trying to give everyone this life advice. I'm like, shouldn't you be worried about you and your man and in the townhouse and getting out of that situation and making work on you. Like you work on you. Like quit trying to. I guess you're just coming out of something. I get it, but I don't think you're the right person to try to like mentor Noella at this point. I just don't, and she just aggravates
Mm-mm.
me because if you look at Gina, and this is where her and Emily had a problem. Gina is good for dropping you for the next quote unquote best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I see that with her and Emily. I'm like, Emily's the one holding you down. And but you quick to jump her for Heather and Noella. Gina wants what it is? Gina's thirsty to be a cool girl.
Mm-hmm. And I think she's fascinated by Heather's lifestyle. And so she's become a little bit enchanted of that. She's got on her rose colored glasses, and I don't think she's making great decisions. Um, Noella is unpredictable, Stephen. So true. Um, yes.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was 90. When they went to the sweat lodge, it was like 97 degrees. And when they got into the little oven, um, it was like 102. And then they put a
Mhm.
fire in there or something
Right.
and then closed the flap.
And Noella ain't nothing but that big anyway.
But Dr. Jen had a good point. She said she's been drinking,
Right.
it's hot,
Right.
and she's probably dehydrated because she's not
Yeah.
eating. Um, what did we expect?
But here's my thing. Did y'all? The one thing I know is they were going to a sweat lodge. I'm like, okay, that seems interesting, but y'all not gonna drink no water? Like really hydrate before doing that?
They look like wet rats when they well, Noella had to be carried out.
Right.
Um, that was a medic, right? Because he looked like he had on scrubs. The guy in
Hmm.
the blue that took her out.
Right.
Um, the other two did not look much better. At least Emily was honest about it, saying, I had sweat, I had snot, I had spit, I had everything pouring out of me. Um, that was a good detox for her because she'd been drinking a lot.
Right. Steven makes a good point. Noel was probably
Mm-hmm.
dehydrated before the sweat lodge. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think they all
Yeah.
were, but she's
Yanni
the
says
scrawniest.
right. But no, Yanni says, but Noah Shannon tried to stir into that Noella was having an issue with Gina and Emily, and then she denied and stabbed Shannon in the back. Of course.
Um, even though that Shannon was trying to stir the pot, but I don't think she realized that there was a resolution brought to that. She should have went about it by saying, so what happened? Was there a resolution? And
Hmm.
once Noella said yes, don't try to bring it back up again. I don't think these when the alcohol starts flowing, I don't think they listen to the producer's instructions on what to do in the scene.
Exactly. And Steven says, I loved it when Emily pointed out that she was simply invited. I'm like, Emily was so messy for that. Emily was so messy. I'm like, Emily, no.
But oh my God, this was another thing that I remembered with Gina. Her confessional where she was just cursing. I was like, wow, that's a genuine response.
Right? Kyra says they were at no stage going to that swatch. Like, no.
I don't think
Mm-mm.
that was safe for them. None of these women were handling the heat from the beginning. Emily was the most vocal about it. From the
Right.
time they landed, she was like, this bitch is hot. Their bodies weren't
I
getting
come in.
adjusted.
Nope.
And then they were further dehydrating themselves with alcohol instead of like Gatorade and water.
Mm-hmm. Noella was definitely dehydrated from drinking the night before. Going to the sweat lodge was not a good idea, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan agreed. I was worried for Noella the most. Yanni says Steve and Emily is shady. Morgan says Emily's a pot stirrer. But Emily stirs the pot, but she just, she stirs the pot and just throws it right over. She don't care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gina is humble to the point of low self-esteem, according to Steven, in his opinion. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Yanni says, but anyone noticed that after the sweat spa, Gina and Emily was a mess, still crying all, and after Noella recovered from her fit, she was fine. Morgan
Well,
Morgan likes Gina.
aw.
I know Emily is shady. I'm still deciding whether I love the shade. Oh, Shay says she's the Jackie Christie elder housewives. Damn.
Wait, who are they
Shay,
referring to?
who's Jackie Christie? We need to know.
Yeah, which one is Jackie Christie?
I know that too. I was like, Noelle is dramatic as
Because
fuck.
that's legendary status there if you giving Jackie Christie.
Yeah, Yanni's like, oh, how I caught, how well she was together while Gina and Emily were still absorbing the moment. Steven, whoops. Steven finds Gina relatable. Yanni said no one should go to a sweat lodge. It's rough. It looked it.
Mm-hmm. Haven't there been deaths from sweat lodges?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember a couple years ago. Someone died in a sweat lodge.
Wow. Yeah, Steven. Noelle, I said this before, but Noella feels like she should have the life that Heather has. Basically, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like Noella wants to be that girl, that rich, and that's not it. Like she's like Heather has what she has like times 25. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yanni says Noella barely got her mascara running for someone that passed out and vomited. She wasn't even that red on the face. I think she faked. Gina lost her eyelashes, so messed up she was. Steven says hello to Kyra. Morgan agrees with Steven. Let's see.
A cult kind of group. See, I was thinking it was like a hippy dippy thing. Yanni agreed. Yeah, I remember that they were in a sweat lodge, and it was I don't know why I thought it was like a hippie camp, but Yanni says that it was some sort of cult thing.
Mm. Terry could give him a couple IV bags of fluid prior to a sweat lodge. Let's see. Or instead of a sweat lodge, Kyra says, I'm over Noella. I've been over Noella. The woman said olive branch. This woman said olive branch. Nothing had happened between her and Heather. Shay agrees with Steven. Kelly's like, why do they think this was a good idea? Here's the thing. I didn't understand it either. If you can't
Mm-hmm.
handle the heat of the weather, why would you do a sweat lodge? That makes no sense to me either.
Emily couldn't even handle the sauna back in LA without a turkey sandwich. Like
Right.
this was not it. If
Okay.
if if Heather scheduled this as part of the itinerary, bad call.
Yanni says, I'm from Brazil. You guys don't know when. You don't know when it's close to 100 Fahrenheit and 89 and 80 to
It
90%
is.
humidity. It's brutal.
Uh-huh. Barbie, it's the same thing. If you're close to the equator, child.
Yeah, maybe you tell me that. Kyra, Steven says, Kyra, exactly. Noella wants Heather to chase Noella. Why? uh,
Mm-hmm.
Yanni's, I don't know who Jackie Christie. Yanni, Jackie Christie from Basketball Wives. Shay said the lady that wants to assert herself in everybody's business. Okay, I get the correlation. She's probably talking about Gina in everybody's
Mm-hmm.
business. Okay.
Jen doesn't eat or drink water. Wait, what? I I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to Jen because she's annoying to me. Um, and when they're touring the house, this is when I started paying attention because she started feeling bad, and she has to do that daily exercise
Mm-hmm.
thing from the bone tumor that she had. And it seemed like she was cramping up or stiffening up or something.
It was like she was stiffening up.
Yeah, and she was in real pain. So she championed to her that she didn't want to say anything to ruin the scene or interfere with the business that Heather was conducting. But girl, if you're in pain, go and ask the production company to go back to the house.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with me. And this may be bad to say, but it's how I feel. I would love to see Jen get a divorce and be happy. Sorry, because I think part of the problem with her this season. Here's the thing. Just like Elizabeth from last season, I think she came on a season too soon. I think Jen should have come on after she's filed divorce from her husband, so we
Mm-hmm.
can see her in a more positive light. Because right now, you're mad at your husband, your husband's mad at you. You're trying to grow your practice and be successful, and it's tough to do that when you're a mom and you have a husband who's mad at you for being successful. Dump him.
I think they want to film the demise of her marriage and the divorce like how they did with the DeBros. Cuz we were invested, like I was invested in that
Right.
marriage breakdown. Once they had the vow renewal and what if she was dead scenes, I was like, this
Hmm.
is epic. This is epic. So I think that's what they're hoping for with Jen. And it's even more, I think what they're also hoping for is that he's been the house husband and she's the breadwinner, and hoping that she has to pay him out.
Mm.
Because usually it's the reverse. Because this season we have Noella hoping to get nothing from nothing. And then this would be a different thing where the woman um wait, no, Vicky had to pay out Don.
Don.
So I think they want that again.
Skippy has good. Skippy said it was James Ray in Sedona. He did a crazy sweat loss thing and charged people a fortune. Some died.
Yeah, I remember that. And I saw the comment from Yanni regarding the breeze. Yes, because our island is so small, we do get tropical breezes blowing. But on those days where there's absolutely no wind, like when you're breathing in hot air and you can
Oof.
feel it going down your throat,
Oof.
and it's not even like a nice scotch, it's just burning, it's just hot, you're just moist, and it's exhausting. You're just standing there and it's exhausting.
Oof. No.
But yeah, I could not imagine being in like Brazil, in Sao Paulo, a major city, all the buildings, the heat coming up from the concrete, no wind, sun beating down on you. I think I would die. Okay, so yeah, so Jen, she's having issues. Just a little tidbit about the house. It's the model home that they look at is about $13 million, 7 bedrooms, 7 baths, 26,000 square feet with a wraparound pool, oceanfront views. Shannon's comment is that the house tour of this home was a lot shorter and less detailed than Heather's house tour back in Orange County. Mm-mm-mm.
Right.
All right, so we've already talked about the sweat lodge, her getting lifted out, da 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 da. Next, we go over to the lot of land that they're looking at. It has 2 historic lighthouses next to it, oceanfront. It's about $8 million. It's just over an acre. And the architect thinks that they could roughly do it at around $500 per square foot. but factor in overages. Like he telling her from the jump, you're going to be
Right.
paying me more. Heather calls Terry and she's wishing that she had her breasts out and a bigger bra in order to run this pitch. And of course, Terry asks the dude if he has 15.5 million.
Right. That was hilarious.
Good on y'all. Heather and the ladies get back to the villa. Noella and Gina, I loved it when it was Emily telling Gina, let's just get out of here, go back to the villa, take a shower, and hang out by the pool and get a drink. And then we flash to them at the villa, both in their beds snoring. The two of them are a mess. Let's see. Oh, Noella, Gina, and Emily are out on the beach, and Noella asks about the flight back. Like she's trying to bum a ride on the jet. And apparently they start saying, well, it's going to be a smaller jet. I don't know. Would have to ask Heather. And Noella's like, nobody's asked me about flights. Bitch, didn't you get a return flight? But
That
then
was my thing.
Emily, yeah. And that's when Emily spills the beans that you weren't even supposed to be on this trip.
Right. That was such
And then
a
she's so
mess.
silly. She goes, didn't you know? No, she didn't.
Right. No, she had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
She thought she was actually invited on purpose.
And then it was a weird conversation because apparently Emily has indulged in the lady pond before, and they start asking questions, and how many people have how many of us have eaten a woman's box? And Noella raised her hand. And then how many have let a woman eat your box? And of course, Emily and Noella raised hands. Emily does little bit now. Oh my
Right?
God.
Is that even
Interesting.
okay?
I'm looking at Emily different now. Okay, girl.
I was in college and I experimented and that's it. It's okay.
Jen is at the gym having a nervous breakdown while on a treadmill or something like that. She calls Ryan and he says point blank period, I'm not interested.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. And she's like, he's not fulfilling my needs.
Well, no.
If you
He's not.
have to tell your husband, give your husband a script in order to have sympathy for you when you're in pain,
Right?
I don't know what.
That's when you leave. That's when it's not working. And there's no reason to try to make it work. You've already acknowledged that you two are you're resentful of each other anyway. So why try to hold on to that? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but you at this point when you have children, this is just my take on it. When you have children, you both need to be happy, and if you can't be happy together, you need to
find your happiness elsewhere.
Exactly.
Everybody's getting ready for the next dinner on the beach. This one, it has like all these cute little cactus or cacti. It's really cute, the setup. They have a separate area where they're sitting down and doing a tequila tasting. Not a good idea. This is where Emily says 3 to 4 shots and she's good. 5 to 6 shots and she's going to fuck some shit up. We like that, Emily. And then let's see. They get their drinks. They go to the table, get some drinks. Heather makes a toast. They do a thing where they clinkies or glasses going around the table. Everything is just so orchestrated with Heather. It's crazy. Heather and Jen have a conversation about Jen's non-marriage. Heather's giving her great advice. I think it's too late for Jen's marriage. I don't think they should have gotten married in the first place. They don't seem like they ever connected.
Right.
Shannon then asked Noella about what happened last night between her and Emily and Gina. To me, it seemed like Noella was saying, it's done, we're good. But Heather wasn't letting it go. She starts it up and then goes to take a piss. There's some interactions between Heather and Noella, which starts off the next argument. And basically, that's when Heather tells her, you gave my kid pornography. And Noella starts to go on this rant about straight privilege. And she's a bisexual, biracial woman living in, liberal woman living in Orange County. And Heather was like, say what now? I'm the mother to no, she said, wait, did she say two?
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Is it the boy?
I have no clue. They haven't said that yet. I was when she said two. I was like, huh? Who's the other one?
Okay, so LGBTQ plus and children, and she is so supportive of them.
Oh, that's right. They did say Coco.
Coco too?
Yeah, I think Coco's pansexual. I think.
How does she know so young?
Coco's 13, right?
Wasn't she just a munchkin when
Yes, she was. She was. She was like 3 or 4 when they started on the show. That was like what 9, 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh! Wow, good on them. Wait, they start arguing about these cards, and Noella is just talking about how she bought them from a search on Amazon. But girl, you're not listening. And I think this Jen and Gina was saying this. Just listen to what she has to say.
Right.
And she's just so quick to start an argument for no reason, and it's getting irritating now, Noella. Just saying. Take heed that Noella said biracial, so why does her Insta say first black? Oh, really? I don't follow these women. Really? Child, pick a lane. Noella claiming that gifts for LGBTQ is pornography. No, the porn was porn.
I think Heather's use of the word porn was like not correct. That's just my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
But she could say inappropriate.
She did say it. She did say that the gift was inappropriate, but Noella then tried to spin it and say that she was saying that Noella was inappropriate, and that's not what she was saying.
It's not what she was saying, no.
Yeah. I don't know. That's right. That was a good catch. I'm glad that you saw that, because God knows I don't follow these ladies. So Heather says, all right, I'm done. I'm just going to bring out the receipts. And she starts reading these cards. And it takes all the air out of Noella's bubble.
Right.
But she's still refusing to apologize. Like, it took a while for her to say, I'm sorry. That's all she needed to say. Because even Heather said, I'm going to assume that you did not read these cards.
Right.
And she talking about shoelaces and socks and a t-shirt. Bitch, you gave like dirty cards to this kid.
Right. All she had to say was easy. Because Heather gave her every out possible. She's like, I'm giving you the benefit when like you just said, Heather gave her the benefit of the doubt, saying, I don't think you looked at these cards, so you didn't know. And then Noella was saying, like, yeah, I didn't know. And they're like, exactly. They're like, that's the point here.
If she would just be quiet and listen instead of always trying to pounce on people, she would be a lot further along.
And stop talking to Bronwyn.
I think Bronwyn's
is coaching her. I'm sorry.
She is. Bronwyn is telling her to go after the top dog. And girl, I don't think, oh my God. Anyway, all the ladies are kind of shocked when Heather is reading these cards. They're going back and forth, and Noella is just like, "Are we done?" Heather is just like, "Whatever." She's just exasperated at this point, and I don't think Heather is equipped to deal with this type of individual, because it's annoying to me. And this is why I can't do this, because I would be contractually obligated to engage with people like this. I would be
Mm-hmm.
sued. I would be poor because I'd be in breach of contract. I'd be like, bitch, bye.
Because
And
the
that
thing
would
with
be the last thing I say.
what I didn't like was that Noella pulled out like every prejudicial card she could, and I'm like, really? Like this
Mm-hmm.
is what we try not to do. Like we try to argue without using like quote unquote minority cards. Like because there was no reason for you to say any of that.
But that goes to what Heather said. Heather says in her confession, she says, I feel like she just has a bunch of things in her pocket and she throws them out. They're rehearsed and she throws them out. Good thing that you said rehearsed, because you just gave away what you do. But it's true, because none of that needed to be said in this instance. Nobody was
Right.
coming for you about that.
Mm-mm.
They said you gave an inappropriate gift to a child. Mm-mm-mm.
And that was
Uh,
it. That's all.
Noella's too.
That's the thing. That's all that was said. Like no one was complaining about it. They said, "Oh, in this instance, this gift was not appropriate," and it wasn't.
And several people were telling her, just listen to what she's saying, and she wasn't. What's the point of you being here, girl? Ugh. Um. Okay, I did believe she didn't know what was in the cards. And the narrative about bi and LGBTQ emphasis is a stretch for TV. Okay. She is listening to the wrong person, the one that got fired.
Exactly.
It
I
just
mean,
doesn't work for Noella, because we can tell that Noella would be in Heather's world no problem. Hmm. Steven says Noella is inappropriate.
mm, you know what it is? I don't see Noelle as inappropriate. I think she says inappropriate things. Like she, like her timing is to me is always off. If that makes sense.
I think she's gimmicky.
Mm.
I do. I think she looks at a little bit too much of the YouTube and the bloggers, and listening to Bronwyn, like all the wrong resources. Because like even down to her confessional when she brought out the shade fan,
Mm-hmm.
um, throwing out those comments that had no bearing in this. Nobody was attacking you for being biracial, liberal, your address. Nobody was attacking you for that.
No, yeah, yeah. Because when you put it in those terms, I'm like,
She's very gimmicky.
yeah. Gimmick is a good word. I mean, because when you think about it, like she's when you use gimmick, it's because you have nothing else to offer.
Which makes me doubt this whole plot line with her divorce. Was the marriage a
Right.
gimmick? What, I need to go back and examine what Jen said. Yeah. And towards the end, I felt like Bronwyn's storyline was very gimmicky as well.
Yeah. Very clout chasing.
Oh, see, y'all gonna need to do better. And the solution is not bringing back Vicky or Tamra. Just fire everybody, or get rid of, like, put this to bed. Send it on a hiatus indefinitely.
Hmm.
We don't need Orange County anymore to be on. And that's just in my opinion. Um,
Orange County needs to be like disbanded, and we need to have the Real Housewives of San Francisco. We need the Real Housewives of Vegas. We need the Real Housewives. I would love to see the Real Housewives of Houston, Chicago, Boston. Who else? Right, trying to think. New Orleans. The Real Housewives of New Orleans would probably just shut it down.
mm. Did you say Chicago too?
Yeah,
Okay.
like reboot the Real Housewives of Toronto. Get them Canadian coins too.
I think we should bring in, like, I think with them doing the Dubai one here, I think that's the next step is
Mhm.
bringing the international franchises to us.
Right,
Um,
because
I don't think we
Johannesburg.
have any more cities we want to visit.
No, because Johannesburg is. I'm telling you, like I said, if you guys have Discovery Plus, Johannesburg. When you watch Johannesburg, it's gonna make all the other U.S. franchises very disappointing.
Yep. We used to review it, but we
The
got cut
YouTube took
off.
away. Yeah,
We got cut off. Um, I don't know. Oof.
it's worth it. It's. I mean, the internet. You can just see the difference in the international franchises and how they produce. And these women don't hold back. They're strong women,
Mm-hmm.
and they speak their mind, and you can just tell they're not filtered.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I like them better.
So Kyra says it feels like she's such a cartoon version of herself to the 10th degree. Yes,
Yep.
that's spot on.
She's a
Thank
caricature of
you.
herself. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Uh, okay.
Whoa, Kyra, they have a Real Housewives of Paris. Hold on, hold on,
They
hold on.
do. They've got Real Housewives of everywhere, and we don't see the majority of them. Oh, stop
Right.
it!
We have the bootleg jerry rig stuff just to be able to watch them. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, so Yanni says either that or the future is girls' trip because there's so much one city can be entertaining for decades. I think we're just tired of these women.
I think we are.
So Yanni's in love with Cheshire and the Australia one, but couldn't watch the others. There's multiple cities in Australia.
Melbourne.
They have
Melbourne.
Melbourne and I think Sydney,
Yeah.
but I never saw Sydney. I
I
never
never
saw
saw
that one.
Sydney.
Melbourne was good though. I used to block out time on my Sunday to sit down and watch that on Bravo. That was so good.
Gina would
Um,
just read them just within the inches of their
the
hairline.
Barrister. Um, okay. Mm-hmm. When is Dubai coming out? They
They're
were
filming, aren't they?
filming. Yes, because they got Caroline's wedding. Um, hopefully soon. You think maybe by March?
I'm checking now.
That would be the only new housewife franchise that I would want to watch and review.
Okay,
Okay.
it's just that they didn't give it doesn't give it an exact date, but it says premiere in 2022.
Oh, you saw Sydney? It was a mess. They would throw people's stuff in the ocean. Oh, I love it. Sydney seemed like that was the Ratchet franchise
Right?
Australia.
Does Hulu have all the franchises?
I don't
I think
know.
I think it's Hulu that has them all.
Ciao.
I might have to renew my Hulu. and renew my VPN.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, I'm gonna have to redo get my. I'm gonna need to get my VPN back and then Hulu or whoever because yeah.
VPN is valuable. I'm telling
Mhm.
you. Tomorrow, I'm doing a marathon of this first week of Married at First Sight Australia. I'm gonna get through this week 4 episodes. I think 4 episodes have aired. You gotta love how they push out this content in Australia in the middle of lockdown.
Right, they don't care.
Yep. Parents and family can't be at your wedding. Okay. We'll have 2 people there, 4 most. We're gonna get this stuff done.
Tyra, what? Hold on. Tyra said on the reunion. Oh
We
my
definitely
goodness.
have to Google that.
Exactly.
We definitely have to Google that. Guys, thank you for all the thumbs up. We really appreciate it. Please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend, follow us on Twitter, all of that good stuff. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Oh, well. No one ever said we were professional. Oh my God. Mass Australia is on YouTube. But Ablavi, are the videos like clear like how they were for last season? Because I found one and it wasn't. It
It
was
was the editing. It's the funky editing they do not to get
yeah.
copyright struck.
But last season it wasn't like that. Last season it wasn't like that. Like they were doing the bootleg copies and it was
Here's my
good.
thing. If I were the company, if I were like the companies, all I would do really is just make my own YouTube channel under the company, get monetized, and make money off of YouTube, off of the AdSense. This is another stream of revenue. I don't understand. Like you don't have to
But
release them.
if you do have a VPN though, you just go to 9now.com.au, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up and they'll send you an email, you confirm, and you can watch all the episodes on 9now. And that's the local channel that it comes on. Wait, they said the women were cutting up so bad that they couldn't do it in America. Are you serious? We would salivate for that.
So bad. So bad.
Y'all see how Australia maths behave.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys. So we have coming up next is 90 Day. So guys, join us back here in about a couple minutes so that we can talk all things 90 days, 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. I got a VPN. I'm in Singapore right now. Hey, larger curves. Ooh, you in Singapore?
Love it.
What do I want to eat in Singapore? Have I been watching any street food that no? Is the street food good there, Larja? Just, asking for a friend. All right. So guys, come on back over. We love the live chat. Can't wait to see the comments. Join us in a couple minutes for 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. I would love to go to Singapore. I don't chew gum, so I'll be good there. Remember when that kid was getting caned for chewing gum?
I heard about that. I was like, damn.
Look, they have a clean city.
Right.
All right. So Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we're good.
All right. So until 2 minutes from now.
Exactly.
All right.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.